Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. We'll be diving right into a phone-in segment, Daybreak Interactive, where we'll be opening our phone lines to you on a topic that has sparked national debate: negotiations with terrorists. Is it necessary for peace? Now, over the past 2 weeks, Nigeria has witnessed a series of abductions that have left the country asking difficult questions, from the schoolgirls kidnapped in Kebbi to 38 worshippers seized in Kwara, and more than 300 students abducted from a Catholic school in Niger State. These incidents have highlighted the vulnerability of our schools and communities. Now, while all the victims have now been released, not all the victims have now been released. Security experts, lawmakers, and even former Vice President Atiku Abubakar have questioned the circumstances surrounding these recoveries. Now, many are asking, were these rescues truly the result of security operations, or were they negotiated releases? Some analysts warn that by engaging kidnappers without arrest or persecution, we may be legitimizing criminality and encouraging repeat attacks. On the other hand, officials insist that non-kinetic strategies like tracing family networks or negotiating for release help save lives without endangering the victims. But critics argue that this approach undermines the rule of law, emboldens terrorists, and gives them the sense of operating as an alternative government in parts of the country. This morning, we want to hear from you. Should the government negotiate with kidnappers and terrorists to save lives, or does doing this risk encouraging more crime and weakening our security system? Make sure you pick up the phone line. The phone lines are open. Make sure you pick up the phone and join the conversation. The numbers will be displayed on your screen so that we can hear your thoughts. You can send a WhatsApp message or call us in. Let us know, is negotiation the path to peace, or are we paying too high a price at this point? You know, Maimuna, a lot has been said when it comes to this. And earlier, when we started the show, we spoke about, understanding the process that it takes to, retrieve those girls or douse down the incessant insecurity when it comes to kidnapping and banditry. But at this point, a lot has been said when it comes to understanding these negotiations that the federal government said, at some point, they didn't necessarily come out and say that there were negotiations between the federal government and those kidnappers, but it still needs to be understood if there were no negotiations. So what happened to those kidnappers? Has anything been done? Have they been arrested? Have they, been dealt with? So those are the questions that people would want to understand and have an answer to understand if the federal government is given a leeway to these kidnappers, giving them a soft landing when it comes to their operations.
Or aiding their operations at the end of the day. When you look at negotiations with terrorists or whoever, it is a tricky one, most especially when lives are involved. In a situation where you have, young children being kidnapped, you have parents, people being kidnapped, the first thing that comes to your mind is the safety and the lives of these people. And then the next thing is, how do you get them out?
Yeah,
when these negotiations come to play, it is very important and crucial that people get to understand and know what type of negotiations was being done at the end of the day. But before we continue, we have a caller on the line. Hello, good morning.
Abasin Kong from Gombe. Good morning, Abasin Kong.
Good morning, ladies. Beautiful ladies.
Good morning.
Calling from Gombe.
Good morning. Thank you for joining in.
3 days running now, I've been trying to reach, and I've not been able to connect. So far, I want to appreciate all the callers. 3 days running. They have been speaking well, except one person that I don't like the way he talks. And he thinks he knows about most of the things he talks, and they are zero. But going straight to the point, I want to really appreciate Shetima. I want the government of Gombe to inculcate him. He's always talking. You can see, most callers, they always appreciate him because he knows what he's saying. I want to appreciate him. And I want to appreciate the management and staff and Dr. Theophilus Abba. He has been so unique. Each time each time the two of you call him to analyze newspaper scripts.
All right.
Yes, going to the point of today, negotiation to negotiate with terrorists. Is it necessary? For myself, it is a fail in governance. And why do I say it is a fail in governance? Internal security, that is the sole responsibility of the police. Bringing in military men will cause more harm than good, or more good than harm. They are not supposed to be seen. I have been speaking on this platform on several occasions. There is a missing gap. Babangida wanted to introduce National Guard. Go and look at the countries that have National Guard. Then mobile police, National Guard. Then you have Army. The Army, their primary duty is to protect the boundaries of this country. While the police are to protect, they are for internal security. And if you look at the United Nations recommended standard for policing is 1 to 400. And then the US, they have 1 to 450. South Africa, look at South Africa. They want police to 450 people. Just like America. But look at Nigeria. 1 police to 750. Which means we need to recruit more policemen. And how do you recruit more policemen? We recruit armed robbers. We recruit terrorists until we go back to the drawing board. In those days, they will go to the villages to find out their character, whether these people are up to doing. I remember in those days, they will ask a policeman, if your dad commits an offense or your parents commit an offense, will you apprehend them? Once they say yes, that person is not fit to be a police officer. Because they will compromise their duties. So what am I trying to say? Negotiation is not it at all. Once there's negotiation, that is the fail of governance. The government has failed. It has failed. Look at what is happening now. In Gombe, schools have closed. Even the ones that have not written exams, they say, yeah, come and write exams and close. Is that not a fail in governance? But something is wrong. They did it to Goodluck Jonathan, and they are still repeating it now. That means something is ingoing. We must, this myopic sense of reasoning, the way we do things, we must remove them. And there's something I just want to add. Internal security challenges. It is all over. But Nigeria own, we are the cause of our own. And that is why we have ethnic, religious conflict. We have insurgency. We have terrorism. We have espionage. We have sabotage, banditry, militancy. Look at now. They have started again in the southern part. Militancy have regrouped, organized an armed robbery. Look at a journalist that was killed in Abuja. Organized crime and armed robbery. Organized crime. So if our police system is not checked, Senate, they are transferring money to their account and they are using money lavishly instead of building the police. Look, the police is a microcosm, is the center point. Once the police has failed, the country is failed. There's a country that doesn't have soldiers, Switzerland. They don't have soldier men. Their police is everything. Go and make research. I give you people up to date. And any country that does not have underground intelligence, that country has failed. Our DSS have failed us. Our SSS have failed us. Look at where I am now. And SSS cannot be posted to Cham in Gombe State. They cannot be posted to villages to go and stay there and gather information. So what are we saying? The federal government said they will not go for Malaysia. Why not go for them if you cannot perform? And I said, I am ready to give my own input. Call for the retirees. They will give you cogent ideas.
All right, Abasinkan, thank you very much for that. Now, looking at this issue with all the allegations of a negotiation with these terrorists, and the federal government has officially denied paying ransom, especially, but has confirmed using negotiations and dialogue, and that is something different as well to secure the recent release of the schoolgirls and several other victims. But at the end of the day, looking at it, it seems that negotiation and the dialogue would make it seem like these bandits and as categorized terrorists are given a leeway as well as enabled as well, as you mentioned earlier.
And also it looks like they are, it undermines the strength of and the power of the federal government, because at the end of the day, when you're sitting down on a table to negotiate with people who have caused hurt and pains to the people, it shows that you're trying to give them a fair landing, or rather soft landing at the end of the day. But then we have another caller on the line. Hello, good morning. Thank you for calling. Good morning.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Well, very well, thank you. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, my name is Adamu. I'm calling from Yobe State, Gashua.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us. Go ahead.
Good morning. I'm seeing your programs. In fact, I'm very, very much appreciated and interested in your programs.
Please go ahead.
My additional to what that man has said, that I forgot his name, that man, what he said. Actually, if we want that is the insecurity to be calm or to ban it completely in this country, one, the police supposed to be equipped, very well equipped in the first place. Secondly, the police must, that is their pension scheme. They're supposed to remove police. When you see the policeman will retire, 35 years in service, having children, having all the responsibilities on his head, then at the end of the month he will be given 30,000. What will 30,000 will do him? So that will not encouraging him to become a corrupt person.
All right, we're talking about negotiations with terrorists. What is your take on that?
I know. I understand. I'm coming to the point. So the negotiation with the terrorists is not even. It's supposed to not to be done in this way. The terrorists are not the people that will repent in their life, because I work in Borno. I know how they are. They don't repent in their life. They're supposed to be killed completely. That is, they're supposed to be flushed out of the country. They're supposed to be flushed out. And again, the members, that is the members of the parliament. I swear to Almighty God, I mean what I'm saying. I really mean what I'm saying. Members of the parliament, they are the people supporting them. They are the ones, the people in the government. They are the people supporting them. So those ones in the government too, they're supposed to be eradicated completely from the government, because they are saying in the government they are the people now instigating or buying arms, giving them financial everything. They are supporting them. So you understand.
Right.
So if anybody in the government is hearing me, he should let him hear what I'm saying. I'm saying the right thing and the truth. Nothing but the truth.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for calling in and sharing your thoughts.
And not to forget, the topic of discussion is still negotiations with terrorists.
Absolutely.
Is it necessary for peace? We'd like to hear from you. Numbers are still displayed on your screen. Send us a WhatsApp message or call us in. We'd like to hear your thoughts. And the question still remains, is it necessary for peace, these negotiations with terrorists? But Maimuna, I'd like to get your perspective and, understanding when others are pushing to, have these negotiations, just just like other particular cleric that is out there and has, put forth his own opinion that it is necessary to have those negotiations. And others are saying that it is quite you do not negotiate with terrorists because you are giving them that leeway, you're giving them that advantage over, as you said, the state, over the federal government.
That's also my view and my take. Negotiations with a terrorist is not a gateway to bringing peace and solving some of these issues. But then we have a caller on the line. Hello, good morning. Thank you for calling in. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Chief Usman Togo. I'm calling from Auchi, Edo State.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us. Go ahead with your thoughts.
Yeah, I want to add to the conversation about negotiating with the terrorists. Before you get somebody down, you must get somebody. You must know where the person are. Today, we are talking about the student that was abducted. Normally, those people, the terrorists, will use those people as a human shield to defend themselves. Because the life of those children, they are more important. First thing is to negotiate and release those children. Bring them home first. Before the army will now go and prepare to conquer those people. Without releasing them, they are going to kill the children. What we don't want to save the children. Anyhow, they negotiate with them to release those children. It's the first thing. The second thing is for them to go and plan the next line of action to get there. And secondly, we have a man who they call Gumi, who know where those people are, who said that the federal government will make budget for bandits. How can the federal government make budget for bandits? So I will advise the federal government to invite Gumi. Gumi, please come and tell us what you know about those people. For you to now say they should create military of bandit affairs, it's a very serious matter. Very, very serious. So the man have to be called. Come and tell us how to get those people. God, he know where they are. Because he's one of their negotiators. So please, let us not blame the federal government first by releasing those children. Let us advise them. After releasing those children, let us now find a way to conquer those people. I believe that is the best way for us to go about this matter.
All right.
Because if the person who said so that they should kill the bandit before releasing the children, if supposing one of his child is there, can he allow the children in charge to be killed because they don't want to arrest bandits? No. Let us take the life of those children first as a priority. So that is my contribution. Thank you very much.
Thank you for calling in and sharing your thoughts. But then, Hauwa, when you look at it, negotiations with a terrorist in situations where it is very, should I say, has to do with the lives of children, people in general, can be a first step into, trying to bring them back home, but it is not a main plan as to solving the issues that we have in Nigeria, because the moment you keep negotiating with this terrorist, others are watching. Some other people will sit down, form their own opinions and even form their own groups and want to go ahead and launch an attack
let's take our
beforehand.
Next
yeah, we have another caller on the
line.
Hello,
good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Thank you for joining us. What is your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Chijoke and I'm calling from Soka.
Good morning,
Chijoke. Go ahead with your thoughts.
All right, straight to the point. No responsible government negotiates with bandits and terrorists. That's the basics. It's really unfortunate. Government and our security outfits are being reactive instead of being proactive. In most of the security outfits, we have intelligence gathering units. They're supposed to preempt some of these banditry, some of these abductions, some of these kidnapping. But I think somehow this banditry and kidnapping has become a thriving business.
and they politicize. Because each time we get into the discussion of this issue of insecurity in this country, fingers are being pointed at either the political class or the hierarchy of the security outfit, the military, the police. Because if you watch the trend, how these terrorists have been successful ambushing military convoys and all that, something tells me there is some element of sabotage from within. And that is why they're always very, very successful. But the point is, why negotiate with bandits? These bandits, they go on social media, brandishing their AK-47 and sophisticated weaponry on social media without hiding their faces, and people see them, and unfortunately, no arrests, no prosecution. Doesn't that tell you something? Complicity on the part of either the government or the security architecture. So I am really lost how a responsible government, whose primary duty is securing the lives and properties of its citizenry, will now be negotiating with terrorists that are terrorizing the citizenry. I mean, I don't really get it. Because what it means is that the government or certain people are untouchable. You said they are negotiating with terrorists. They said they negotiated the release of the children with the terrorists, and they labeled Nnamdi Kanu a terrorist, and they can't negotiate with him. The best they could do is to put him away in a Sokoto prison. Two different laws for different people in the same country. That's not the way these things are done. There should be justice, there should be equity, there should be fair play. So the government is telling us that it has failed, that we are now in the reign and the governance of terrorists and bandits in this country. Because that is what they are saying indirectly. Because if they can't check the bandits and the terrorists, then that means they are surrendering the sovereignty of this country to these terrorists and these bandits. And going forward, for crying out loud, they should not insult the sensibilities of right-thinking Nigerians that they negotiated with the terrorists and they released the captives and they didn't make arrests and they didn't prosecute any. It doesn't add up. Just like you are saying, Nigerians deserve to know what is happening. You don't run a country in secrecy, leaving people to begin to imagine things. What's the difficulty in coming plain and being transparent with the people you're leading that, see, we paid ransom. This is the much we paid. We are working towards beefing up the security architecture. They said we draw the police from VIP. Those VIPs have two heads. What makes them VIP? We are all born equal minus opportunity. So why would a battalion of policemen and a trailing one man, while the rest of the citizenry are left without protection?
All right.
Our government is not serious. So, my dear sisters, it's neither here nor there. We are in, and it will take a long while before we get out of what we found ourselves into.
All right, thank you for calling in and sharing your thoughts.
Looking at what the federal government has said, that it used a delicate tactics in retrieving those girls. I can remember the guest we had a couple of days ago, former AIG, and he said it is quite important, even though non-kinetic tactics are being employed, kinetic ones should be put in work hand in hand, so that if those girls are retrieved, action can be, immediately, so that they can be able to tackle those bandits and kidnappers as soon as possible.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at the WhatsApp messages that we have. We have a couple of them. I will take this one from Adamu Mohammed Usman, and he's sending in from Kafan Hausa, Jigawa State. He says, good morning, everyone. Please, Mijida, that is Hauwa. Please, Maimuna, did I get you well? You said nego what? This is funny, my dear sisters. How and why? Is that how Nigeria has turned to? I say capital no to negotiation at this crucial and critical moment. Negotiations should have come right before, in years back, but not now, as these people have grown wings. They're enjoying the business and they are feeling they have or are more powerful than the government. Who is above the government? No one. At the moment, the issue of negotiation does not even arise, but it should be just confrontation. The best way to defend is to attack, because some, or in many ways, after negotiation or paying ransoms, they still kill. Please, let the government do the needful. May Allah make it easy for us and make Nigeria to rise again and work positively well. Thank you, Adamu Mohammed Usman from Kafin Hausa, Jigawa State.
All right, we have another phone call. Hello, good morning. Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us. What is the name and where are you calling from?
My name is Dr. Asia Aliyu. I'm calling from Kano.
Good morning, Dr. Asia. Go ahead with your thoughts.
I just put on my TV set and I happen to get you now. Of course, I didn't hear much from other callers, but reading what is written there, I think the topic is about negotiation with the bandits, right?
Yes.
To me, negotiation with bandits is very much unnecessary in this country. How can we be negotiating with people that, if the government is really serious, can just wipe them in one shot? In the first place, if the government is really serious, within a short while, it could wipe away banditry in this country. There are so many ways of doing that. Why can't the government concentrate on making lives of the citizens affordable and safe? Why can't the government provide social amenities, especially in the rural areas? You know, these people don't have anything, they don't have jobs, you know, so all these social vices are making them become stronger by the day. And then by negotiating with them, what are we doing? It's like we are telling them, yes, employ more of your people, because the government is afraid of you. The government will be negotiating with you. You know, there are so many ways. The government can provide employment opportunities. The government can equalize, you know, provision of so many things, like just as I have said earlier. But because this venture is very lucrative, so the big shots, as we were told, and the untouchables, both nationally and internationally, are part of it and are backing it. That is why it is making the venture hard to be wiped. You know, things like Boko Haram, banditry, Niger Delta militia, armed bandits in the eastern part of the country and all other places in this country are growing by the day. You know, we have had that Boko Haram, you know, they has been wiped in the past. But look at it, they are coming back stronger, you know, causing mayhem in the northeastern part of this country. And these bandits, every blessed day, they are coming back stronger, more stronger than before. And then the government is negotiating with them for what? For God's sake, for what? I heard that Abacha once said, if banditry or anything like that, you know, stayed for more than 24 hours, it means the government is not serious about it. And then I'm calling on the government to please do whatever it takes to wipe away these vices.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Asia, for your contribution. And there was one thing that she said, she called it a venture. A venture, that means it's now a business that they are running, gaining momentum and gaining all the perks that they can, especially monetary-wise.
You know, it's the freedom that these terrorists, you know, get. Go to TikTok, go on social media and see the kind of videos they do. And it's funny. Do you know why it's funny? It's funny because
you can be able to track each and every person that has a mobile phone, that has a network.
I was going to say that.
Exactly where you are. So how are we not able to get to these people to properly, you know, deal with them, make sure that they are not risking Nigerian lives anymore?
The same thing I want to say. I mean, when there is a crime in a country and the federal government is serious about it, they can track, right? When you go to, you know, service providers, they'll be able to, you know, give you the record
can be tracked.
Exactly, it can be tracked. So why is it that, these terrorists come out every day on social media to make videos, they make threats, they show us the money, the ransoms that they collect from, their victims, and at the end of the day, they're just left like that? It's really a big question. And the federal government needs to wake up.
I don't know if it's actually true, but they even do giveaway on
TikTok.
Social media. How does that
so
even
it's
make
really
sense?
Exactly. So when you're coming up to say that you're negotiating with bandits, of course Nigerians would react. They will definitely react and ask questions. But then we have come to the end of our interactive segment. Thank you to everyone who called in and also sent in their WhatsApp messages.